Welcome, everyone. We'll begin in about a minute. Please join with me in consciousness as we spend the next 15 minutes in affirmative meditation. I will do it in the first person, so please allow the words that I now speak to be the words of your own heart. Take a deep breath and just relax. Know that you are safe and just get comfortable. As I relax into this knowing, I know that I am deserving. I deserve all good. All good. I now allow myself to move past all the negative, restrictive thinking. I release and let go of limitations. I bless my parents. I love them and I go beyond them. I choose to have my own thoughts, my own beliefs, and move beyond that which I was taught. I have free will. I have the ability to choose. I know in my mind I have total freedom. I now choose to raise my consciousness. I am willing to see myself differently. I am willing to create new thoughts about myself and about my life. My new thinking becomes new experiences. I now know and affirm that I am at one with the prospering power of the universe. I now prosper in a number of ways. Unlimited possibilities lie before me. I deserve life. I deserve a good life. I deserve love, an abundance of love. I deserve good health, and I allow good health to be my reality. I deserve to live comfortably. I deserve to have more than enough money for everything that I choose. I deserve joy and happiness. I deserve freedom to be all that I can be. And I deserve even more than that. I deserve all good. The universe always says yes, and always manifests my new beliefs. I accept this prosperous life with joy, with pleasure, and with gratitude, for I am deserving. I accept it. I know it to be true. I am safe and secure at all times. Love surrounds me and protects me. I am filled with energy and enthusiasm. My body heals easily and rapidly. The world is a safe place. I know I am safe. I am at total peace with life. I am healthy and whole. Good health is mine now. I release all my past beliefs. Life loves and supports me. I live in a friendly universe. I am safe. My mind is at peace, and all is well, always. I allow life to flow through me. I allow life to flow through me as me, for I am a part of divine intelligence. Today, I am willing to move forward with ease, joy, and grace. I am gentle with my body. I love myself. I give myself permission to be well. I am responsible for my experiences. Every thought I think is creating my future. So today I choose to make my thoughts good ones, empowering ones, loving ones. I choose to let go of all of my patterns of resentment, criticism, guilt, and self-hatred, and love myself instead. I know I have thoughts, and I know my thoughts can be changed. I am the architect of my life and my thoughts. As I release the past and forgive everyone, I also choose to forgive myself. I approve of myself. I accept who I am. I accept that I am not broken. I do not need to be fixed. I am a perfect, divine being, just the way I am. I love myself. And I know my point of power is in this present moment. So right now, I choose to say, I love me. I am at peace. Every cell of my body is at peace. My thoughts are at peace. And from this peaceful place, loving others is easy. Loving me and accepting me is easy. I look at change and say, it's only change. I am safe. I notice my feelings and know that it is safe to express my feelings. I am at peace with myself and with all life. My inner vision is clear. I easily hear my inner voice, my gut feeling. I know it always tells me the truth. I am lovable and everybody loves me. And I choose to love everyone as well. For it is always give and take. And I know as I give, I also receive. So I begin by loving me and blessing everyone in my life. I love who I am. My life is a success. I know it is unfolding even better and better every moment of every day. I choose to go beyond my old fears and limitations. I know everything is possible with God, and I am one with God. I experience life through me. And it's in this moment that I give myself permission to relax and allow. I am at peace. I release my stress with ease. I have the power and strength and knowledge to handle everything in my life. Love surrounds me, protects me, and nourishes me. I live in a friendly universe. All my good is always available to me. Right now, I choose to notice all my good. I radiate acceptance, and I am deeply loved by others. I know that as I am, the world shows up the same way. Today, I choose to be a deliberate co-creator of my life. I choose joy, peace, prosperity, vitality, and amazing abundance in every way. It is mine now, and I say yes to it. In this moment, I allow and welcome change. I am open to the wisdom within. I relax into the flow of life and let life provide all that I need easily, comfortably. I deserve it. I am willing to create new thoughts about myself and my life. I am powerful and capable. I love and appreciate all of myself. I give myself permission to change. I take the time again to fully recognize that I am one with Spirit, this beautiful divine essence that permeates all things seen and unseen. And I am at the center of it. And I know that I am the architect of my life through all my deep-held feelings and beliefs. So it is in this moment that I am open and willing to change the beliefs that no longer serve me. with a grateful, grateful heart that all of the insights come to me easily and gracefully. I release the how spirit. I know it is already done. I rejoice in this knowing. Gratefully I release. And I breathe in the breath of life. And I let go everything unlike it. I am supported. I am safe. I am prosperous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please join with me in affirming. And so it is.
When I'm standing in the shadows and I can't see the light, when I'm waiting at the crossroads and can't tell wrong from right, I think about your stories, I think about your life. I remember what you told me, and I know I gotta try. That's the thing about everyday heroes. Everyday heroes help us discover that we all can be somebody's everyday hero. Everyday hero. You are an everyday hero to me. Everybody has a worry and it stands in our way. But if we're gonna stop dreaming, what a steep price to pay. We can take a look around us. Anywhere we go, somebody's gonna remind us, and it's someone we know. I'm talking about everyday heroes. Everyday heroes help us discover that we all can be somebody's everyday hero. Everyday hero. You are an everyday hero to me. I hear what you're saying, I know what you mean. Heaven knows it ain't easy, but just listen to me. Everyday heroes, everyday heroes Help us discover that we all can be somebody's everyday hero. Everyday hero. You are an everyday hero to me. You are an everyday hero to me. All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. Twists and turns, unexpected, day by day moving on. I don't have all the answers, come what may, right or wrong. All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. Crashing waves touch the shore. Time moves faster every day. Ebb and flow, no control. All that's left to say, all we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. And help each other through. Y'all get down with the share. Yeah. Share. Share where you are. Share where you are. Share. 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 It's hard to share. Share. I'm sharing my change the world. Sing. 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 Sing all together. Sing. 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 When it's hard to sing. Sing. I'm singing will change the world. Let's get it for each other. Care for each other. Care for the ones who need. Care, our caring will change the world. Oh, find me here, singing for you. Heart wide open for what we came to do. Wind in the trees, send the melody true. Love everybody, let the love shine through. Everybody sing love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love. It's hard to love, love. Our loving will change the world. Everybody love, oh, love, 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 peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. choose love.
Everyone, welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Hamilton. Welcome to those of you who are joining us online. I am Marcia Daly, your presider for today. And we have been testing out some statements to say who we are. And our statement today says, we explore practical spirituality for everyday life. We understand that the mind we live from shapes the life we experience.
That'd be hard to memorize.
I was just about to say the first part I can remember. Yes. So Emilio is going to come up and sing for us 3 songs, starting with Holy, Holy Way. Ricky Byers Beckwith Creation.
Thank you, Marcia. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. Let me learn from all the ways I fall. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me share the good that overflows. Let me share the good that overflows. Oh, let my stance rebuild the path of peace. Let my stance rebuild the path of peace. Oh, let me talk each day a little kinder. Let me talk each day a little kinder. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. All right, the next song is I Give Myself Permission to Get a Drink of Water. And then we're going to do I Give Myself Permission by Karen Drucker. Yeah, okay. Good luck. Okay, here we go. I give myself permission. I give myself permission. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission
to live passionate and free. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. Woo! Morning. Good morning. All right. Help Me to Believe by Michael Gott. Beautiful song. Help me to believe I am whole. Help me to believe all is well. Help me to believe I am more than I can see. Help me to believe I am whole. Help me to believe all is well. Help me to believe I am more than I can see. You are my life. You are my light. You are the love that moves in me. Help me to see. Help me to be the me that I know you know I can be. Help me to believe all is well. Help me to believe all is well. Help me to believe I am more than I can see.
Join with me in consciousness for this opening intention. From this space of opening up, I recognize that there is one divine essence that permeates all things. It is the seen, the unseen. It is my life, and it is everything in my reality. And it is from this place that I recognize that I create my life through my thoughts, through my beliefs, through my hopes and desires. So today, with a grateful heart, I say yes to the guidance that brings me for a journey of even more fulfillment in all the ways that are unique to me. So I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming. And so it is.
Inspiration. At the deepest level, the reason to be vulnerable has nothing to do with whether we have company or not, and nothing to do with whether we belong or are seen or heard. A flower blooms not because it has an audience, but because that's how it becomes what it was born to be. A hawk flies not because birders are watching, but because that is what it was put here to do. For human beings, how we grow is inextricably linked with being vulnerable, because being vulnerable makes us malleable enough to transform, find our place in the larger universe, and feel the oneness of things. And that comes from Mark Nepo, one of my favorite authors. The Endless Practice. That's the book.
And now we're doing I Am the Place Where God Shows Up by Eddie Watkins Jr. I can't hear anything. Yes, please. Okay. Yeah, I just. Sir, I can't hear it on the monitor. On this monitor. It's not. Barely. Am I don't can't hear. Can't hear it. Okay, let's try it again. Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Is it mine? Wait, wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Sing. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. You are the place. We are the place where God shows up. I am the place. You are the place. We are the place where God shows up. All right, everybody, clap your hands. Here we go. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. All right, again, let's do it. Woo! I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Thank you. So I'm just going to say something about all of that before I do a little advertising here. Is we're talking about vulnerability all month. And isn't it interesting how opportunities to be vulnerable presented themselves here this morning? And the thing is that Emilio was able to roll with it because he had early on been open to being vulnerable, to having things happen and still carrying on somehow. And so we have the ability to be vulnerable and still also be able to move forward. And that's the promise of what you experienced this morning. And so that's what I'm going to go into a little deeper today. So we start a program here on Sunday mornings, the third Sunday of every month, that is going to be just focused on peace, because I think that a small group of people can make a huge difference in the effect that we can have on the world in terms of it being peaceful as we are peaceful. So that Sunday morning meditation is going to be an hour long. It'll start at 10:30. Doors will open at 10 and go till 11:30 with meditation and chanting and some readings, and it'll be a very wonderful experience to be the peace we wish to see in the world. So we're putting together some information that you'll be able to hand out to people that maybe would like to come just to be the peace, because that's the thing that's really disturbing their life at the moment. But they won't be available till the end of the month because we aren't starting this till May the 17th. So there'll be booklets and pamphlets and cards and things that you can invite friends to come along, or even just do it at home on your own. And how we can, as the vibrations that we are of all that is, make a difference in the world. And I know that we are making a difference. So I have a question for you. Do you want to be so beautifully free that you can easily follow your heart? Are you beautifully free enough to follow your heart? That's the question, isn't it? And maybe like most of us, like me, there are some areas where I feel very free and less vulnerable, like Emilio. You know, he's not feeling vulnerable really when he's performing. Well, okay. So he is. He puts on a good show. But he is certainly not as vulnerable as you and I would be if we were singing and something went wrong, like the music stopped or whatever, right? And so that's the whole thing, is how can we expand our way of being to allow that vulnerability to show up and to move towards it consciously? That's the key. Because vulnerability is access. And so you're going to ask me, so what access to what? To actually something you haven't experienced yet, that you can then say yes, or you can say no. The thing is that if you've been thinking, I feel kind of stuck in my life, vulnerability is the place to look at as to where can I allow myself to be a little bit or a lot more vulnerable, to allow for the next new thing that is for me to choose or not choose. So there's a quiet shift happening with people right now, and it has to do with spirituality. They're searching. They're searching for meaning, but also for what does it mean for me? And what I learn empower my life. So there's less interest in being told what to believe, which was the way that people felt safe at one time, and more hunger to experience something real. And that creates a tension, because there are a number of people who are just happy going along the way that it was. And then there are those that are thinking that there's got to be more. Are you feeling like that sometimes? Like, what am I missing? There's got to be more. And many of us were taught, look outside yourself for truth. Trust an authority over your inner knowing and follow what appears right. Who said that was right? Is it your right or someone else's right? So there is a way that seems right and still leads nowhere. That's in Proverbs. So what do you think that means? Yeah, you'll all have our own interpretations of that. There is a way of living that is easy to follow because everyone is doing it, would be my interpretation of it, but it doesn't bring an authentic life. And so you hear of people being called like ducks, or they're just following the crowd. They're not really thinking about why they're doing things or why they're thinking a certain way or why they're behaving. And I think that we are a group, certainly, that is exploring what's beyond what has been normal for me as I've been moving forward. Would you say that's true? So the way that leads to your best life is more conscious, more aligned, and it's discovered by being willing to listen within and then walk with intention. And I don't know about you, but I wasn't taught to listen within. I mean, I was in my 30s and even in my 40s, and my mother wanted to control my life. The idea of inner wisdom, sorry, girl, you're my daughter. You're going to just listen to what I say rather than your own inner wisdom. And I'm sure we all know of people who are like that because there is something safe for them to stay within the known. And so I recognize that when someone's attempting to be controlling of me or anyone else, that they have discovered a safe, not risky, not vulnerable place to be. Because vulnerability is a scary thing at times. So the question becomes, what if the life you want isn't found by getting better answers, but by becoming more honest with your own experience? So here's where vulnerability enters, because the doorway to truth is not intellect. It's a felt experience. And we're taught to live up here or in fear, one or the other. So we're going to look at looking outside of ourselves. We're going to look at the illusion and then what opens you. So I'd like you to know that vulnerability is not weakness. It's access to possibilities that are still available to you because you're still breathing. You're still here. And if you think you've kind of figured it all out, you've learned everything you're going to learn, and now I'm just going to stay happily in my little cocoon, there's a part of you that's not going to let you stay there. You're going to feel really uncomfortable if you try. And it's going to be much more uncomfortable than the vulnerability of trying something new, because that new promises something amazing. And that's what I'd like you to consider. So most of us were taught directly or indirectly that vulnerability is dangerous. And yes, there are times where being vulnerable is dangerous, but we're talking spiritually. We're talking about the core of who you are, the essence of who you are. So maybe you've been told, don't cry too much, or don't show too much, or don't say what you really feel, because heaven forbid, you might upset someone's sensibilities. And that has caused each of us, to some degree, depending on how much you've been taught that, to really live smaller than who we really are, and not even to trust those desires that we have. And so what do you learn when you've been told to live small? You learn to manage your image. Boy, I learned that really well. instead of accessing your truth. For a long time for me, if my hair wasn't done, my face wasn't on, and I didn't have certain kind of clothes on, then I didn't even feel as though I would be taken seriously. And is that true? Maybe for some people that would be true, depending on who I'm interacting with. But that's not the truth of who I am. And so what have you learned to kind of keep yourself small? So let's look at that. So are you ready and willing to stop pushing away what's real, the deep feelings that bubble up inside of you, and trust what you experience within? And that's not weakness. That's aligning with this greater part of you that is spirit, but it is also who you are. So what's been nudging you? Or maybe you've gotten so comfortable staying not vulnerable that you don't even know what that is. So how about asking yourself, what might I be a little bit more vulnerable about? And see what starts to bubble up. Because it's going to come to you at the pace that you're willing to accept it. Because you can say no to those feelings, or you can agree with them. And know that your inner life isn't random. The things that you're feeling inside that are coming from your heart, they're revealing and guiding you. But you can't access that guidance if you're constantly overriding it. Anybody override? One person, thank you. So I'm not the only one. So here's an example. Someone hurts you, and instead of feeling it, you say, it's fine. But you've just been like, ouch. Because it's not fine. And now you're disconnected. You're disconnected from that person, but you're also disconnected from that peace and joy that is the greater part of you, because you've become really constricted. And you're disconnected from your truth, from your boundaries, from your own inner knowing. And it's not to jump up and down on a person right away if they've hurt you, but it's to recognize that you've just shut down and to ask yourself inside, what can I do to open myself back up again? Because I don't want to stay closed. I want to stay open to life, open to the good. And vulnerability is access to truth. And truth is what sets you free. So let's look at the illusion. You must feel it to move through it. So if you've been ignoring stuff because you don't want to feel it, it's going to stay just the way that it is. Or it's so compelling as part of your soul experience of life that it's going to keep knocking on your door. You know, I like to talk about it as spirit whispers to you, then spirit talks to you, and then spirit yells at you because you aren't paying attention. Or some people call that the cosmic 2x4. So if you're not feeling, and even if it's like this, if you're not feeling, you're not moving through stuff in life. And you're a feeling human being. You need to feel. That's part of who you are. So here's where you can get stuck. You want to have peace, but no grief, right? You want to love, but no risk, okay? I want growth, but no discomfort. I want abs, but I want to feel comfortable while I'm doing it. And it needs to be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, not at 5 a.m. when I'm supposed to go and see my trainer. Whatever it is, you can't have one and the other. I don't know if that applies here or not, but and that's not how it works. You can't get detachment if you don't go all the way through the emotion. That's spiritual law in action. So has there been something you've been feeling? Maybe you've been avoiding it. Maybe because you know, somehow you think you know that you're not going to like the outcome of it. But you don't know what that outcome is until you become vulnerable. Now, you might say, yeah, I figured this is what would happen. But you know what? Then you jump that hurdle. You can say, I did it. I overcame that part. Because whatever you resist actually stays active in your life. Whatever you suppress runs underneath your life. Have you ever been with someone and you can just sense there's something going on with them? And I don't mean like good, like that negative feeling. Or you can sense no matter how smiley and happy they are, you sense an anger, an underlying anger, because that's what is living and breathing and moving through them. And it's not that it's wrong or it's bad, but it's an energy. And it's stuck because it hasn't been let out. So you don't transcend emotion by avoiding it. You know, I cry at the drop of a hat. And I used to even when I was a kid, but boy, did I suck it up a lot, because that wasn't what you did in public. First of all these people would come running to you and want to hug you. And it's like, no, this is not a moment for hugging for me. But I've come to recognize that it's kind of like letting the steam out when I have an emotional response that is crying. So if you see me crying, go, oh, there's Anne, letting go. You transcend it by fully allowing it. So here's an example of grief, for instance. If you don't allow grief, it becomes numbness, anxiety, guardedness in future relationships. It actually informs everything that comes after. So if you've been grieving, let's say, a partnership, or you've been grieving an old job, or grieving an old city that you're living in, or anything, because you can grieve letting go of anything. Maybe it's your old life, the 20-year-old you that is no longer here, whatever. To be able to say, how can I embrace this so that I can move forward and experience something more? That's all. And if you allow it, it moves, it softens, and it opens you. And on the other side, grief is not devastation. It's a deeper capacity to love. And that's the part that people miss. So to also honor that side, to say, I'm grieving because I really loved, maybe it's a person, a place, an experience, a way of being. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the good side of it. So here's another example of anger, and maybe you can relate to this. If you don't allow anger, it turns into resentment or passive aggression. Anybody know anyone who's passive aggressive? And that's just underlying anger that they haven't allowed themselves to express. Or silent withdrawal. I used to do that when I'd get really angry, just get really quiet. And the way it would come out would be that I'd want to throw everything out, because I needed to purge, and I wasn't purging inside, so I was purging everything around me, trying to solve the problem. Or it leaks out sidewards. Something happens and you have this huge reaction to something that, like, what the heck just happened? Have you ever had that happen? I remember the first time that happened to me, and it was like, where did she come from? But it was suppressing angers and resentments that I had that I wasn't working through. So it shows up in tone, intention, and things that you didn't mean to say as well. But if you allow anger, not act it out, but actually feel it, it can clarify. It sharpens, it shows you where something matters to you. And that's the positive in it. It shows you where a boundary is needed, maybe. And on the other side of anger is not explosion, though if you hold it in for long enough, it can be explosion. It's clarity, it's self-respect, it's honest expression. And that's the part that people miss. So maybe if you see someone being angry, say, good for you. you're at least letting it out. And just be supportive in that. Anger, when met consciously, doesn't destroy connection. It actually makes real connection possible. And so I invite you, if you are exposed to either your own anger or someone else's, to open yourself up to just allow it to be. Because as soon as you do, things just soften and become possible. I know that in some of the training that I've done in the past, if someone came to me and was really angry, all I needed to do was listen and have them speak and keep asking them to keep speaking until they had let it all out. And then there was no more anger. And then we had this amazing connection. And can you think of times when you've been angry but you haven't been listened to? How wonderful it would have been if someone had said, okay, let's unpack this. So vulnerability reconnects you to the spirit within. Because what it does is it is responding to the fact that you recognize you're afraid of something. And spirit wants you to have the best life ever. And how do I know? Because it's right where I am, and it's constantly wanting me to enjoy life and to be peaceful and joyful. Do you sense that in you? Do you ever hear that or feel it in your body? Have you stopped for long enough to recognize that there is something loving and benevolent that is everywhere that you are, where your thoughts are, that is just waiting to love you even more, if you let it? And it'll love you anyway, even if you don't let it. So you'll never resolve the questions you have by looking for answers outside of yourself. And I don't mean, why is the sky blue? Choose to turn within and access that loving, supportive, beautiful, life-giving spirit that's within you. Imagine it however you need to recognize that it supports you, it loves you, and it is constantly wanting to say yes to all of your desires, to your best life. So here's the catch. You don't access the spirit that is within you through intellect alone. And that was a funny story that I tell occasionally when Reverend Randy and I were becoming ministers. So we were taking the first courses, and we went to our minister and we said, well, we want to study and be ministers. You know, we're already mature people, and, you know, we've got it kind of figured out, and we've read all the books and everything else. So can we take like all of the courses in the next 6 months and then be ministers? And she went, oh, Anne. Because when you embark on the journey of spirituality and understanding your connection to the all that is, it can come from the intellect and reading, which 6 months would have done. But the actual experience of it is still unfolding. And this is gazillion years later. Now, if you had told me that back then, I would have said, oh, but I'm a really good student. But this isn't about having it right. It's about it being right for you. So you access it through honesty. Where have you maybe not been as honest as you could be? Because you were avoiding vulnerability. Or where have you been unwilling to feel because you really didn't want to go there? Through realness. You know, there's actually a book I downloaded for Kindle that says authenticity is for the birds, or something like that. And it talks about putting yourself in positions of vulnerability before you're really prepared to be vulnerable. And I haven't read it yet because I don't think I'm going to agree with it, but the title got me. So I'm being vulnerable about maybe having my thoughts changed if I read it. I don't know. So when you finally say, this hurts, or I don't know, instead of just kind of pretending that you know, or I'm afraid, or I love deeply, you stop performing and you start being. Because when you avoid those things, you're performing, maybe for yourself, or maybe for those around you that think they know you. So spirit always, always, always meets you. Because it's not somewhere out there, it's right where you are. And it doesn't meet you because you're perfect, or it doesn't meet you because it's trying to control you or you're trying to control it. It meets you when you can be as vulnerable and as authentic as you can be. And this is a practice, a spiritual practice, to recognize where have you been holding back. So I would love to hear some feedback from you, maybe at the end of this month, because we're talking about vulnerability all month. Maybe you can tell me something that you did that you thought, I never thought I would, and here I am. I mean, I think about me in grade 4, and we were having a public speaking exercise for our class, and we had to perform in front of the entire school. So each one of us had to go up and speak for 2 minutes or whatever. And I started hyperventilating. I couldn't even get a word out. And then I just burst into tears and ran off the stage. Who would have thought that that little grade 4 kid would be, up here and talking to you about some of the most vulnerable things in my life? But it was a process. I didn't get there overnight. And so if there's something that you're working on, it may not happen right away, but it might. It's worth giving it a go. So expressing what we feel feels silly sometimes and childish. But that's exactly the doorway. That's from the book called Tuesdays with Morrie. Anybody read that book? Yeah. So childlike doesn't mean immature. It means open, unguarded, present, maybe even exuberant, curious, excited, because that's spiritual consciousness. So vulnerability isn't something that you tolerate. Maybe you have been up until now. It's something that you practice. So because every time you allow yourself to feel instead of avoid, instead of suppress, instead of perform, you move closer to who you really are and to maybe that freedom that you've been looking for, because you're the one who has put yourself in that box. Maybe it'll move you closer to a connection with someone that you've been butting heads with, or that you'd really like to know, but you haven't been willing to be vulnerable enough. Or a life that actually feels like yours. I know a woman who was in her 80s who met a man at that stage in her life, and she really was not interested in a sexual partner. What she wanted was a partner to live with. But she had lived her whole life believing that that was part of her identity and part of what was necessary in a relationship. And when I met her, she introduced her partner to me. And she says, and he has his own bedroom and I have my own bedroom. And she says it right in front of him. And I told him, if you want to live with me, there is no sex involved in this relationship. Now talk about being vulnerable. Like, could you say that to somebody? Or something like that? Yeah, we have some very willing to be vulnerable people here. But it's an interesting thing, isn't it? Because they're now together for a really long time and have the kind of relationship that both of them chose to go into openly and honestly and vulnerably. I know I got that sex thing got you going. So the paradox is you don't become detached by avoiding emotion. You become free by fully allowing it. And I think that this couple I talk about have the most fantastic relationship as a consequence of being willing to be that vulnerable and that open. So, and in allowing, you'll discover something deeper than belief. You discover a direct experience of spirit. And you might say, well, What is that? I can't tell you because it can't be taught. It can't be borrowed from me, and it's not secondhand. It lives in you. So here's your invitation. Stop trying to get life right, whatever that is. Stop trying to feel safe by holding on to fixed answers. Instead, be willing to feel, whether it's grief or anger, uncertainty, love, vulnerability. Because the moment that you stop resisting your inner life, you reconnect to the very thing that you've been looking for. Not out there, but in here. So this week, where am I choosing certainty over, and I say truth here, but over possibility? Where am I holding on to being right instead of being real? And in one moment each day, if you could do this, say what you're actually feeling, simply, honestly, without editing it. That alone will bring a reconnection for you. So how about if someone says, how are you feeling? Or how are you? Kind of shitty, actually. They wouldn't want to hear that, because then that means that they might have to listen to what you have to say. So they may never ask you again how you're feeling. But the thing is that I invite you, try it this week. Just be really open, honest, vulnerable. The world has taught you to look outside for answers. But your life will change the moment that you trust what's happening within you. Not your every thought, because we have a gazillion thoughts, and not all of them are coming from spirit. I'm here to tell you. They're coming from ego and all this other stuff. But the deeper current, that feeling part of you, that knowing part of you, that quiet truth that lives within you. And yes, it's going to feel vulnerable at times, but vulnerability is the doorway to what you're looking for. And on the other side of that doorway is a life that's not performed. It's not defended. It's not borrowed from anybody else. It's fully lived by you as you. So don't look outside of yourself, and realize that everything you're seeing out there is an illusion, and it's also you projecting out there because of your fears. So what's going to open you? You making the choice to be open. So did that bring up anything for anyone? How about you, Marcia? Do you want to begin with... I saw you taking notes, so I know you have something.
So, I'm interested in the sequel to the story with the two old people.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Did she cave?
She has not.
Darn. That's not
And you know, when I first met them, like, she's a sexy woman. You know, so it was really interesting.
So there's a sequel to the sequel, pure torture.
Perhaps.
Anyway, I'm thinking about, I never thought I would, and here I am. As in, even using the word artist behind my name.
Yes.
And even producing work that I am willing to put out there. Following that thing, you have to put yourself out there. Yeah, so that's my sojourn into vulnerability, and now I know it opens the doorway.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Who else has a mic?
Hey, I was madly writing notes as well, and it reminded me of when we were taking the class Living in the Light. One of the things that I realized, and I'm starting to do this, is just take the moment and be aware of your feelings. Before you respond, just pause and just be aware of the fact that yes, you're angry about it or you're sad about it. I think that's the start of that whole idea of consciousness. And then the next thought is to listen. I always say to somebody, if you take the time and in silence, you know the answer. It's just we don't often do that. So
Yeah.
those are my observations.
Thank you. Anyone else want to share? We've got people at home. Or we have Wendy to talk more about sex.
Not really.
Okay.
But I had an incident last night, to be more honest, than I've been with a particular person, a friend who I've been kind of worried about that maybe she's experiencing some dementia. And I've put off saying anything because it's like awkward. How do you even bring this up? And what do I hope to accomplish? I don't know. But I feel like there's been sort of this block between us. And last night she texted me that another mutual friend thinks that there's something wrong with her because she keeps saying the same thing over and over. And what she wanted from me, I think, I don't know, was to tell her, oh no, it's just normal what you're doing. And I thought, how am I going to respond to this? Because this is really touchy and I don't want to hurt her feelings. So I finally said, to be honest, I have noticed the same things and I do have concerns. And it opened the door and we had really good dialogue about, how scary it is to think that that might be what's happening. It was really good.
Mhm.
And I've been putting it off for a long time. But anyway, that's my honesty story.
Yeah, thank you.
I do have a question from folks at home though.
Yeah.
They asked early on, will the 60-minute meditation be on Zoom?
Yes.
There's the answer. Good.
Yes. It'll be on Zoom and in person.
I just have a question. I'm wondering because oftentimes I'm in situation and I just sort of let go and let God. Would that be this part of vulnerability?
Absolutely. Yes. Because I'm sure that when you first started doing that, it was a very vulnerable choice to make. And in some areas of your life, you're probably finding it's easier now to say that, but others where it's like, oh, I better let go. Yeah.
It's good to know.
It's to recognize it inside. There's a sense of release if you trust that voice inside to say, oh, okay, I know everything's going to work out. Yeah. Anybody else?
I believe that.
Hold it close to your mouth.
I believe that in unity, we have the chance to take classes. And I think that really helps us to become vulnerable. And I also, in my past, belonged to Overeaters Anonymous. And those 12 steps programs are ideal that's the purpose of it, actually, to get people to be vulnerable. That's it. Anybody else?
I couldn't tell if the microphone was on. So people at home, you may not have heard that, but Agnes was talking about taking classes and how in unity classes, for instance, or spiritual classes, you're sharing your vulnerabilities because what we're doing is exploring what's getting in the way. Anyone else?
Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay. As somebody who is a very shy introvert, just doing this is hugely vulnerable for me.
Yes.
And one of the vulnerable choices that I made was to walk through this door by myself. I've never done that before. It's like to go to a group, a gathering, a church or whatever by myself.
Yes.
And I'm so grateful that I took the step to do that. And I'm grateful to be here. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. And I think every one of us, if you can remember back to when you first went into a place that was a spiritual center, if you were not a regular church goer or whatever, how vulnerable it can feel. I remember I would hear things, and of course my reaction, because it was touching my soul, I was weeping in the back row. And they didn't have Kleenex. And so it was just feeling so vulnerable. And because I couldn't see anybody else because they were all with their backs to me, is everyone else having an emotional reaction to this, or is it just me? So, yeah. Is there anything else?
Agnes is telling a story. I think she needs the mic.
I think you need the mic.
Agnes is telling a story, and we'll give her the microphone.
Hello?
Yeah.
I was just talking to my neighbor here.
Now talk about vulnerable moments, eh?
Closer? Okay, I'm challenged. I was just saying that for me, I can identify. I don't know your name, but anyway, I can identify with that completely. When I started going to Unity in Mississauga, after the service, we would stand in a little.
That's how vulnerable she's feeling.
And I found it very hard to come into a group. We were all standing up, and it is different when you are at the table. You don't always have to say something,
Yes.
but when you are standing up, I find it very difficult. Anyway, that's it.
Oh, thank you. So know that you can continue this conversation after the fact with our friends from Unity of York Region via Zoom. And if you're watching online, of course, the link is in the description section of this broadcast. So
let's turn our attention to conscious giving. And we want to thank you so much for everything that we've received from you, as your generosity makes it possible for us to provide these services every Sunday. You may send an e-transfer if you're away from the center to admin@unityspiritualcenter.com, or checks payable to Unity Spiritual Center, or give here in the sanctuary. And for the gifts that we are going to receive, let us say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all I give and all I receive, and so it is. And today, you have an opportunity to meet the artists, Tony DeCasa, Diane Naker, and myself, starting at 12 noon to 2 p.m.
So our last song for today is I Am Free by Dead Tree Friends. I'm grateful to have learned the truth. I've listened to the words my heart has spoken. Divinely blessed and guided, I no longer search fulfillment from excuses with no purpose. I am free, free from all the shackles that surround me, free to choose to give my life new meaning, free to change, to love unfold my destiny. I am free. I lift the veils that shadowed me. I see the love and beauty that abounds me. No longer cling to thoughts I thought protected me. I've braved it all, and now I live with purpose. I am free, free from all the shackles that that surround me. Free to choose to give my life new meaning. Free to change, to love unfold my destiny. I am free. I bless my past mistakes. Bless all the scars they've made. I bless them all, the lessons learned. They brought me where I am today. I am free, free from all the shackles that surround me. Free to choose to give my life new meaning. Free to change, to love unfold my destiny. I am free, free from all the shackles that surround me. Free to choose to give my life new meaning. Free to change, to love unfold my destiny. I am
Beautiful. So thank you, everyone, those of you watching at home and those of you that have come. Please stay if you're here in person to meet the artists and find out about what it is that caused them to be inspired to create the work that they've created. That begins at 12. And stay and have coffee and cookies and whatever else we might have out there. And for those of you at home, we'll take a little video of the art that is up so that you can see what it looks like, and we'll post it on the Facebook page. So remember, I love you. Bye for now.